Hello there, and welcome to the third episode of the Fortress at the Sea boat thrower, which will be the bridge to the main continent. Welcome to the fourth season of the Savage Lands. We've already played 3 fortresses in this series. Gulf Cobalt, Brightness Portals, and Praise Lashes are all 3 things that I build up. And in this series, we're going to set ourselves up a bridge over the ocean. I will be doing this, of course, not today. We're going to do this bit by bit. For today, our plans will go into these areas here. So I've been doing a little bit of thinking, as I usually do, and I figured that we need to go with our city itself a little bit more downstairs. I also realized that the amount of stairs in general in this fortress are really outrageously bad. So we're going to start first with widening this corridor a little bit, because that's just really important. And we're also going to construct a couple of staircases, because you cannot mine downstairs, obviously, here. So we have to construct something out of rock salt there. Oh, whoopsie, I forgot to make that twice. No, not a ramp. But the stairs. I've been also already starting to think about how the bridge and the fortress belonging to that might look like. And yeah, it's going to be gorgeous, but it's going to be a lot of work as well. So just to give you a picture, I go upstairs one more time, then we finally build the actual fortress. The idea of mine is that we're not only building a bridge here, we're going to build a fortress bridge. I want to make this thing look fancy, be well defendable, have towers and stuff. I hope I don't overscope the whole project, but my plan is to set up a kind of a blueprint that is expandable, which allows me to go as crazy as I want to or not to. So, that all being said, I want to point quickly down to the links to Patreon, PayPal, and Buy Me a Coffee. I'd be delighted if you'd give them a look. I love doing this series, but I can really use all the help that I can get. It's a lot of work, it's a lot of time, and I think I don't need to say that much more. Thanks for your attention in that regard, and most importantly, enjoy the show either way. So, we are really in need to put these war dogs of ours somewhere else. They keep doing nonsense here. So, last episode, I also managed to bring me up a proper irrigated farm field. So, we are now capable of getting ourselves all the goodness that a dwarf could desire. So I leave one field fallow for now, because you know we don't need everything at once, and we're going to set up a couple of extra workshops here. The whole fortress right now is still very badly coordinated. It's all badly sorted. Here, for example, I'm putting up the clothiers department right next to the distilleries. This won't stay like that. I got plans for the future, but I also see the necessity here to get these things going before we get overrun by the need of that. Speaking about which, if we plant out pigtails, it's about time that we configure our farmer's workshop to plant processing. So without that job, you will not be processing any of your pigtails. So we're going to go and do that forever. We will have to reconfigure this job later when we want to make paper and such things, but for starters, this job will work out fine. Okay, oopsie, wrong hotkey. So I also opened up the area here because I figured that I want to have this as my entrance to the mining area. Here I have already a nice vein of magnetite. We will continue our delving north, south, and we will need a lot of rocks, you know, really a lot of rocks. And I'm very afraid that we will need to dig quite deep to get all those rocks that we require. So, all in all, I have a lot of plans and only very few dwarves. It's very, very sad. So, here I want to do the same thing. I want to increase the total amount of staircases. That's really cool because, you know, your dwarves, they they need many staircases to be happy. Nobody likes to be bumping into his fellow jurist too often, and therefore that's way better to be sure. Okay, so these apartments here, they are a shame for Dwarvenkind, and therefore we're not going to rely any further on these. We're digging deeper than that, and down there, so into this direction, I want to set up my first city block. I really hope that the aquiferous material and the ocean won't nope me out too hard on this plan. On the other side, I want to create the workshops further into this direction. So we have on the left hand the city, on the right hand the workshops, and I'll try to connect them as intelligent as possible. Okay, and so that means we're going to follow the designs here that we have initiated, and we're going to do a long corridor here. I really am a big fan of symmetric designs. It's just me, I don't know. So we're trying to replicate the look of the corridor there again. So the dogs and the boars are fighting, that's no good. So here we still have sand. So yeah, well, we'll see how many apartments will still be sandy. But we're going to dig our first city corridors into these directions. And then we'll see automatically how we need to arrange ourselves here. But we are now on a good way. It's pretty good for us all in all. We got all we need. We got a steady food supply. We got a steady fish supply. So we will have not too much problems with food either. We can also slaughter an animal or two if we have to get ourselves some extra food. So on this level, well, we're gonna have the workshopping there. I think I will renovate this area south of here in the future into some sort of a workshop. Jeez, are they done with fighting one day soon? I really think I need to bring the dogs to a different spot. So that's a really long combat already. So let's see. It's tired and injured. Ours is also tired and injured. Whatever. Okay. So I really want to get rid of that problem. So how are we going to do that? Yeah, I think I'm going to try it by removing the dogs from the pasture. So they're no longer bound to the spot. Hopefully that will stop them from going ham on the local animals constantly. So another thing that crossed my mind that I totally wanted to get done already. We are going to get ourselves another dosage of rock mechanisms, and I'm going to set up myself a couple of wooden cages. Let's make that 10. I thought I can use the... yeah, whatever. My keyboard is, for whatever reason, not responding right now. So the basic idea is we're going to use the almighty cage traps to keep our fortress safe from lycanthropes that might be roaming into our premises. It's a pretty good way of keeping things safe. And since we seem to have a pretty steady supply of wood up here, I mean, this is a pretty good amount. We should be able to sustain ourselves a bit. So let's see if the puddle down there has dried. Remember probably the puddle from last episode. Nah, it's still puddling around. Okay, well, we will be able soon to seal this up with a couple of traps, and to get ourselves safe already, we're going to have a little bridge here installed that I can't pull up if anybody attacks us. I like to have my safety, you know? So, a couple of cage traps will round up the total safety feeling. There goes. Giant lizard. Why the hell are our war dogs so freaking aggressive? I mean, they are war dogs, I suppose. Come on. Is that really necessary? So, we should install a door here as well. You know, start to make this place look civilized. And let's see what the excavation team has found so far. So, this is quite horrible. We have so much sandy ground here. I'm just gonna be going for another staircase down. And we're just going to get ourselves another level looking like that. So here we go. And then we can't just go downstairs like that. It's one of my favorite little tricks. You just take it there, scroll down, there. Super easy trick to make symmetrical looking areas. Okay. So, currently, working is really, really hard for us. Ah, damn stone. So, let's go up here. Let's see, is that the water border somewhere? No. Okay. So, we've hit a lump of aquiferous rock, as it seems. Oh, yeah. I knew this place would be complicated. But I think as soon as we go deep enough, the ocean shouldn't be a problem anymore. At least that's what I hope. So, as you see here, our city is, yeah, quite in some damp problems. So, I can already foresee it'll be one of those cities where I just have to use whatever room I have. So, we can't delete these jobs. Never gonna get fulfilled anyways. And it's better that they don't. Okay, so we're going to go for the same thing here, but I gotta be more careful because I don't want to accidentally put mining jobs on these tiles. If I'd be doing so, these brave young men would be chopping away and make this place a very, very wet one. We don't want that. So my food stockpiles don't please me. So what can we do? Let's check out our kitchen area. We got the kitchen. Do we have a kitchen? We have a kitchen. We have a farmer's workshop. We have a butcher. We have a fishery. So we have basically everything together that we require for meals. So we only need to order them now. So to get the job done right, we are going to store our prepared meals over here as well. And we need to, I think we need to configure the kitchen if I remember correctly. So we're going to prepare easy meals for now, you know. We're just going to do that until we have 200 of these. And that's that. So I think that should be enough to summon somebody up to cook the fish into meals. There we go. Once we have enough materials available, we're of course going to go for lavish meals and the like, but not for today. So let's see. Just like I thought, the aquiferous layer is just continuing. So yeah. This delays my plans, obviously, But whatever, it's not that important. We are, as a matter of fact, pretty fast right now. So we're going to go for the same corridors like here. And basically I'm just gonna I'm gonna be digging down until we strike a layer where it ain't as problematic anymore. Here we have again damp limestone walls here. Oh boy. This layer is even worse than the one before. So there's the hidden difficulty in this map, for sure. We'll have a lot of problems bringing up the apartments that I usually like to do in these depths, because, you know, as you see here, it's a joke. We don't have any room here for a lot of apartments. I mean, obviously up here it's still best. The deeper we go, the worse it got. So, very curious to see how that one plays out. It's actually one of my favorite things about Dwarf Fortress, that whatever map you're going to be playing, it's gonna be different. It's gonna be a different map than the one that you were playing before. It's just so lovely. This game has such a good map generator, probably the best that I ever played. So, here the limestone does obviously challenge my miners a little bit more than the other layers. It seems to be hotter, but also seems to be a lot of damp stone located here. Jeez. This is frankly said quite annoying. So, well, it seems as if I'd be much better off if I'd be locating myself more into this area here where I was aiming to put the workshops. Because this layer here seems to be wet yet again. And this starts to turn into a bigger problem, because if the apartments are too far away from the workshops, that is logistically no longer efficient. So if we need to put our actual city really deep, we should put our workshops equally deep. So that's why I'm stalling currently my other expansionary plans, because I want to know how deep I must go for this area to be viable. But it seems as if the answer is darned deep, Eurist. Darned deep. I mean, on the bright side, we're chopping out a lot of stone that we will use for our future projects, but at the same time, it is quite a grim outlook to see how much wet territory we have. I just wanted to look how the coastline compared to the forbidden territory is looking like. So, it seems to me as if the situation is also getting worse and worse. So I think the best way of dealing with this area here will be to make a customized city core, where we don't have that many apartments on each floor, but a lot of floors with a lot of apartments therefore. So I can envision this already, because that's actually the easiest way to tackle this monstrosity, because there is room. It's just not too much of it, and we need to tinker around with it. So then the next step should be for me that we are going to excavate the corridors for our workshops, because, you know, this way I can finally triangulate, so to say, how my fortress will work like. And currently all these things are heavily difficult. I really enjoy fortresses like these that have unforeseen difficulties. Oh, no! So, not even my workshop plans seem to be fortuitous. So, turns out that won't work either. So I'm really, really considering more and more to go deep enough below the aquiferous layers and see what'll happen beyond that. But you see, aquiferous rock is lumpy, you know? This stuff is not exactly as the same at all depth levels, you know? I've read that in the past in Dwarf Fortress, aquiferous layers were aquiferous layers. End of the story. Every rock on a aquifer layer was wet. Pretty happy that it has been changed like that, because this is way cooler. So what we can see here is that it might be that into this direction we can actually work a bit, but this level surely is a nightmare. So let's see. We already get noped out here by the aquifer like there. Oh boy. So let's see. Yeah, this is one hell of a fortress. I cannot put into different words. So, why is my kitchen not working as intended? Spotted ratfish biscuits, anchovy biscuits. So I got to check what my fishy dwarf is doing. Well, he seems to be on his job. So we're gonna be collecting a lot of plants now. And I am going to allow the kitchen now to cook with booze. I think that should help up the task. Oh, well, actually. So, I need to check on up what my fishy dwarf is doing. So, let's follow him for a moment. I mean, we don't need that much food. Oh, migrants! Hello there. So they're coming from there. So I'm really curious to see where they came from. So these guys, the Lands of Faith. I remember this name. The Lands of Faith? Yeah, that's Shinmistum dwarves. Nice. So, and you? Adequate weaponsmith? Pretty neat. And the Paddles of Luck. Is that one of my sites as well? I don't think so. Oh yeah, it's Praise Lashes. Paddles of Luck was the government there. I love this. The Creed of Tweeding. Yeah, I remember these. So we got dwarves from our neighboring cities. A legendary miner. Hell yeah. Welcome, welcome, my man, welcome. So we're going to unassign these two guys. We don't need that many amazing miners anymore. So let's see, we hopefully get ourselves the food stuff going. Alright, so let's make sure that engraving is only be done by one dwarf. You know, I want to rack up these sweet, sweet experience points. Oh, there's two more people arriving. So, let's see. Adept Armorsmith. Wow, we have weapon and armorsmiths available. That's another Shinmistum. And High Master Weaponsmith, another Praise Lashes dwarf. I love it when there's more and more people coming from your old fortresses. This is feeling so nice, like a really alive world. So, still puts me to the problem that I want to know why my kitchen ain't working as I want it to. Because those food stockpiles, they are really not good enough for me. So, anyhow. So with miners of this quality, we will get our task done much faster. I'm so happy. This is such a big help for our development. It's really good. Speaking about things that are really good, it will be also dirty cheap easy for us to set up a bigger supply of water wherever we want. Mist generators and the like, no problem, not at all. This map should be a very easy candidate for things like these. So I'm very curious to see how it plays out. So turns out the whole southern region has the same lumps of aquiferous rock all over and over and over again, so not a big surprise. Even these little crevices are the same. Horrible. So we seem to have here the same issue as we have with the city itself. And it dawns on me that we might be actually smart in going really deep right from the get-go. I mean, it doesn't hurt us to have our not farming upstairs. Doesn't really hurt us at all. We can get that done still up here, and we can still relocate it even later, because that is already pretty clearly showing that this nightmare just continues level by level by level. So since this crosses out my plans for the workshops as well, I'm really tempted to toss this entire area here and have the actual fortress of Koganaras really deep below. Because, yeah, I'm pretty sure that we will see the same distribution of aquiferous rock over and over again now. Alright. So, let's see. Somebody became a farmer. Yeah, alright. That's because he's now growing more and more proficient in that task. Wonderful. So, the food stockpiles are going up. Hey, I said you go up. Don't go down on me when I just say that. But generally speaking, we are on a positive trend here. So that means the longevity of the fortress has been secured. I'm only one lever away from sealing off the cavern whenever we get attacked by any sieging goblins or anything like that. I'd say, all in all, this place is as safe as it can be in the early game. So, look at that, dolomite. So, probably we'll be seeing a difference in the patterns now. So let's check that out. Hopefully this nightmare stops now. I mean, I don't see anything aquiferous here. Bituminous coal! Wow! We have lignite and coal. Jeez. This place has a lot of fuel. Sweet. And it also doesn't seem to have any problems with damstone. I wanted to say, but no. Too happy too early. But the pattern changes because the layer has changed. So let's see. Maybe we can work with that better. But we do have a lot of useful rock because if I remember correctly, dolomite is also a flux stone, which you can make steel out of. So we have limestone, we have dolomite, we have coal, we have iron. We have everything together already to make steel, which is really impressively early for that. So yeah, we do have some sweet progress here, I gotta say. So on the downside though, I must also admit to myself that I haven't managed to achieve anything today. Like, I merely excavated a ton of empty tunnels because everything is damp and moist down here. So I really have to consider a method of utilizing this nightmare somehow, because it would be a shame to give up on this. But I mean, I did expect different or no, a difficult task when I embarked here, because it's not my first tussle with an ocean tile. So I know that ocean tiles tend to have wild aquiferous areas because you are very, very close to the ocean, I guess. That makes a lot of different things happen that usually don't happen. But yeah, it is a pretty it's a pretty challenging biome so far. So we do have here again a influx of aquiferous rock. So yeah, I think the wisest thing for me to do is to use these, what, 10 elevation levels or what, and use them wisely. So I think also our, how to put it, our stone gathering, the industrialized production of blocks that we will build our fortress out of, must happen a lot deeper than I anticipated so far. Yeah, well, I don't care about the dog being dead. He really had it coming. Definitely tried to kill himself out there. So, all in all, I can now only assume that however I dig deeper now, the distribution of wet spots will continue a bit like that. I will try and dig out new areas in this northern pocket because so far it seemed to be quite okay, but I am also not too keen on the success chances there. I think it'll just continue as it began. So all in all, this will be a very, very organic fortress where we will have to work with the stone and its damp pockets. So it also really intrigues me because we can work with water here a lot more than usual. So that all being said, it's time to end today's episode, my dear friends. I hope you enjoyed yourself as much as I did. I personally love this fortress already, with all its kinks and problems it has. I can't wait to get that bridge over the ocean, and I hope so do you. We're going to have another episode soon. Leave me your comments, a thumbs up or a subscription would be wildly welcome, and check out the lowest most comment down there, or no, the topmost comment, sorry. This leads you to my new Let's Play Gaming channel. I am waiting for 1,000 subscribers there. Once I hit that mark, I'll be outputting way more Let's Play videos per day than ever before. So, thanks for watching this video. I hope you have a great day. See you soon, and we are going to see where this wicked little fortress will get us next time. Bye-bye.